Alright, another Sunday, another week ahead. Before we talk numbers, note that today is the final day of the Spear Preview Beta. So if you want to try the new Spear abilities on your favorite profession, make sure to do so before the end of the day. I've tried them all out in the open world myself, and you can find my thoughts in the video in the pinned comment. Last week, I mentioned that both Illusion and Igneous Vatus could be forged for a decent profit. While theoretically still possible, I wouldn't craft them anymore. Instant selling them now incurs a loss, and listing them is rather risky due to their low sales volume. Getting undercut once would probably be enough to rain on your parade. Both of the spears require Mystic Coins and Globs of Ectoplasm, and while initially getting pushed to 2 gold and 10 silver, Mystic Coins seem to have settled once more around the 2 gold mark. This makes doing the weekly activities to get 17 of them still worthwhile. That is 34 gold per week or 132 per month for doing a meta event that takes mere minutes and weekly secrets of the obscure strike clears. There is relatively little news about Ectos, which are still operating around the 39 silver mark. Demand increased 2 weeks ago, probably due to people crafting a certain legendary weapon, but seems to have settled back for now. Pieces of unidentified gear tell a more interesting story, however. Nothing much changed with blue units, for which there's still a massive oversupply, which isn't all that surprising due to their inability to consistently produce symbols, charms or Ectos. Green unit supply and demand, on the other hand, seems to be intertwined in a constant struggle, which helps maintain their current prices. Every time they drop to about 2 silver and 20 copper, demand picks up before stabilizing around the 2 silver and 50 copper mark. Yellow units are consistently being undersupplied, with demand being about 5 times as high. According to fast farming, you have about a 76% chance of getting an Ecto from these, so for me they're a hard pass at the moment. Although I don't sell mine on the TP either, as I fund my own Ecto needs by doing some unidentified gear farming. Relics can also be a worthwhile output for all of the charms and symbols you get from unidentified gear, especially when listing them. Just make sure to do your research and craft the right ones, as some sell in rather low volumes and might require ingredients that could be put to better use elsewhere. If you happen to own an endless upgrade extractor, or you have a surplus of Blackline salvage kits, you should definitely check out one of the spreadsheets on the family Discord. A lot of weapons with a superior sigil of accuracy can be bought, extracted and salvaged for a rather good profit. And if you manage to buy armor or weapons that net about 10 silver of profit per salvage, then the Blackline salvage kit from the Wizard's Vault is worth about 2.5 gold, which is about 5 silver per astral acclaim and puts their value below the bag of laurels, but well above the infinite bags of coins you can buy for 35 acclaim each. If you'd rather do some mob farming for materials, then you still want to focus on those that give vials of blood, scales, venom sacks and totems, as all 4 of their tier 5 equivalents can be upgraded for a decent profit. You can also get a good amount of these by consuming Living World Season 4 currencies for volatile magic and trading that in for trophy shipments. My daily routine to get these consists of doing a full tour of the Biora Marches, where I open all of the chests and mine all of the Eternal Ice nodes, as well as doing all 5 Icebrute Saga strikes. Just keep in mind that you don't want to upgrade your tier 5 dust and instead salvage Ectos for piles of crystalline dust, which is also something you should consider if you would sell your Ectos for gold. Salvaging with a silver vet or an equivalent kit will fetch you a bigger profit, as well as a good amount of essences of luck. You can then upgrade these essences as an artificer and use them for gifts of research, or simply keep them for the next Lunar New Year festival. If you're the patient type, then I'd recommend hanging onto your blue luck and forge them into lucky New Year lanterns. And since we're on the topic of the Mystic Forge, there's also quite a few minis that are worth forging. I've made a detailed guide about those already and have a crafting overview available on our Discord as well. The forging process is rather tedious and easy to mess up, which is probably why there is some gold to be made this way. Kamowali Kotaki, the legendary spear, is another profitable item you can obtain from the Mystic Forge, and you can actually unlock the precursor for about 30 gold once per account instead of having to pay over 300 gold. I'll probably give one away when the Janthir Wilds expansion releases, as I have most of the materials to make one and already have a copy myself. A couple of weeks ago, I also mentioned that the supply for cultivated peppercorn dropped, resulting in a price spike. Over the last weeks, this supply started creeping back to normal levels, with the price dropping back to the 50 silver mark. Now, the same seems to be happening to cultivated cloves, with demand increasing but supply not managing to keep up. So make sure you're planting the right seeds if you own any of the garden plots for your home instance. You can get one for free by doing the Ascended Cooking achievement, while the 2 others can be bought for gems. If you do harvest these daily, make sure you're using a Glyph of Bounty and an item booster to get the maximum amount of Ascended ingredients. I think I'm getting around 20 to 25 herbs daily from my tree plots by simply having both the booster and the Glyph active. Lastly, maybe something we can already start thinking about for the next expansion are our Cryptis motivations. New convergences have already been confirmed, which begs the question of whether we'll be able to enter a challenge mode version on release, or whether these will be added later on, if at all. If SCM were to be added and they also require unstable Cryptis motivations, we might see them shoot up in price once more. It's maybe too early to already stock up, but it's definitely something worth keeping in mind. Rifts haven't been confirmed for the Janthir Wilds, but one could assume the new regions might be added to the weekly Rift rotation. Crafting all 3 levels of Cryptis motivations is still profitable right now and a potential output for your essences. These also come with the advantage of needing large claws, bones and piles of incandescent dust, which are relatively cheap. That's it for now. I want to shout out all of our current channel members as well as everyone who is subscribed on Twitch, because all of you make these weekly videos possible. If you want to help the channel for free, all you gotta do is like the video and make sure you're subscribed. And if you want to go the extra mile, please consider a channel membership, which starts as low as €1, or a Twitch sub, which can be free if you have Amazon Prime.